What to do when a shooter shows up, anti-Semitism on the rise, and state revenue comes up short. This is OU Nightly. The victim of a police shooting on Norman's Main Street is in OU Medical Center tonight, but we still don't know who he is.
The adult male is recovering from the wounds he suffered yesterday morning after flashing a gun at officers who were chasing him on a burglary complaint. He led police to the front of the Habitat for Humanity resale store where an NPD officer shot him. Norman police tell us they still are investigating yesterday's violent encounter and are not yet willing to share much of what they do know. What we know from eyewitnesses is a Norman officer shot the armed suspect who refused repeated orders to halt. Several people saw parts of the chase and bloody conclusion, especially workers at the Habitat for Humanity store.
They cornered him in our left corner and extracted him. There were bullets fired, but the police were right on it. One thing about Norman, you don't really want to mess with Norman.
NPD has placed the officer on administrative leave while they continue investigating.
Monday's shooting caught everyone off guard, but the workers at the Habitat for Humanity store knew just what to do.
There was gunfire. We did our protocol and locked it down. Everybody went in the back.
According to Executive Director Linda Banta, when the shots rang out, all the employees scrambled to take shelter in the back of the store. Those left in the office laid low and hid. Today, customers were allowed into the store, but it was a tough day overall for the business, with the parking lots blocked off for the day.
One thing we do know for sure about yesterday's shooting, we will never see video of the actual event because Norman police still do not have body cams, nor do NPD police cruisers have dash cams. The City Council approved a body cam purchase last December, and the units were supposed to be here and on officers by sometime in late January. But NPD told us there's a problem with the order. It seems the body cam company has a backlog, and it could be a month or more before Norman's order is filled. We'll let you know when that happens.
And it was a warm day out there. Kylie, is the warm weather here to stay?
It is for the next couple of days at least. Right now we're sitting at a current temperature of 71 degrees, light winds from the northwest, about 12 miles per hour right now. Beautiful day across the entire state. Upper 60s, lower 70s, even upper 70s out in that panhandle. And tomorrow we could see temperatures hit 80 degrees. That's what I'm going to be talking about next coming up. And in Maine weather, Friday and Saturday we do have a cool down coming up, and next rain chance early next week. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Kylie. The squabble at the state capitol over Real ID appears to be on its way to a resolution. OU Nightly's Eric Payne shows us how years of putting it off will cost Oklahomans.
After years of debate and controversy, the Oklahoma House has advanced legislation that would allow the state to comply with federal identification card rules that will start to take place this summer. House Bill 1845 would give Oklahomans two options: obtain a real ID to enter federal buildings and military bases and to fly on commercial airlines, or keep their current driver's licenses. Having two types of IDs isn't a perfect solution for some legislators.
I'm frustrated with this because as a result of the two-track system, we're going to have duplication in government efforts. We're going to have additional costs, and it's a delay we don't need.
Senator Sparks says a group of Oklahomans with privacy concerns have killed or delayed similar legislation in the past. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security tried to ease these concerns in a 2007 privacy impact assessment, stating protecting the privacy of personal information is critical to maintaining the public trust.
If we do the two-track system, I think that group will be placated. Unfortunately, that is going to come at a cost to everyone else in the state.
Over half of all states have already passed laws since 2005 to comply with Real ID. Homeland Security issued Oklahoma its last compliance extension in January. An urgent push by the legislature for implementation of Real IDs in Oklahoma is a sign of relief for airports in the state.
It really could have a significant impact on air travel if we did not have a compliant identification.
But even if a bill is passed, it could likely take 2 years of preparation for the Oklahoma Department of Public Safety to greenlight issuing Real ID compliant licenses. With the airline regulations to go into effect in 2018, Oklahomans may need to obtain a passport or delay flight plans. Eric Payne, OU Nightly.
Although the Senate has their own bill, lawmakers hope that the body will expedite the House version so that it can be sent to Governor Fallin for signing.
Harley Toothman joins us now in the News Center with the latest on Trump's immigration policies. Harley.
The Trump administration stirred up some controversy following the release of a new immigration guidelines. Federal officials warned that although the memo signed by Homeland Security Secretary John F. Kelly will take some time to implement, these plans have been in place for a while. The DHS outlined a plan to hire additional enforcement agents to make local arrests and speed up deportation processes. Police say more than 100 headstones were destroyed in a historic Jewish cemetery in Missouri. This destruction report was shortly after the White House condemned recent bomb threats regarding the Jewish communities. Investigations have been ongoing to determine whether this is considered a hate crime. President Trump spoke out today about the recent targeting of the Jewish community after urgent requests from Democrats and others.
The anti-Semitic threats targeting our Jewish community and community centers are horrible and are painful and a very sad reminder.
About the panda from the Smithsonian National Zoo is making her way to a new home in China. And as of 2015, pandas are no longer endangered. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Harley. A wave of anti-Semitic threats and vandalism has made its way to Oklahoma. 11 Jewish community centers received threats yesterday, including the Tulsa Jewish Federation. A bomb threat was phoned in to the Jewish Community Center yesterday morning. The organization's national office says they are in regular communication with the FBI, facing wide demand for comment. President Trump said today anti-Semitism is horrible.
I will tell you that anti-Semitism is horrible, and it's going to stop, and it has to stop.
So you're denouncing it now once and for all?
Oh, of course, and I do it wherever I get a chance. I do it. It's just age-old. There is something going on that doesn't allow it to fully heal. Sometimes it gets better, and then it busts apart.
The Tulsa Major Crimes Department is handling the investigation.
Students had an opportunity to voice their concerns about Native American representation during a panel Monday night. The meeting held at the former SAE House welcomed members from different tribes around the community as they discussed problems about campus misrepresentation. Students say they can only hope these meetings will lead to their concerns being heard.
That the university listens to us, that they understand that we do have these concerns, and that we are willing to work to have them met and addressed.
Meetings are used to teach students effective forms of activism, and students were able to air their concerns.
Still to come on OU Nightly, a new group plans to engage millennials in local politics.
Plus, Mary Fallin responds to the state revenue shortfall. Stay with us.
Cleveland County Young Democrats is a new group in Norman. OU Nightly's Macy Beheeler tells us how it plans to engage young people in local politics.
We want to mobilize and activate young Democrats within Cleveland County.
Millennials vote less than other age groups, and voter turnout in local elections has dropped in recent years. Cleveland County Young Democrats is trying to change that.
The purpose of this group is really to have a home of common ideals and a place to start those grassroots.
They also want to be the face of the Democratic Party in conservative Oklahoma.
For too long, we've been running on a message of anti-republicanism, and you're never going to win an election by being against things. So we need to get out there, and we need to make sure people know what we are for.
The group had its second meeting last night where members elected officers.
So we're going to be electing 3 positions today.
They also discussed upcoming precinct elections and events, such as Mardi Gras Parade and a chili cook-off on Saturday. Through events like these, voter registration drives, and canvassing for local candidates, the group hopes to get more young people involved in local politics.
Despite what anybody says, it's really, really important to vote because anything and everything including the streets. You have to vote on that.
The group meets on the first and third Mondays of every month at the Cleveland County Democratic Party office. Macy B. Healer, OU Nightly.
Cleveland County Young Democrats is hosting a chili cook-off at the J.D. McCarty Center this Saturday. All proceeds go to the Cleveland County Democratic Party.
And Allie Stratton joins us with the latest on a major merger. Allie?
That's right, Storm. The company that owns Burger King and coffee shop chain Tim Hortons is now adding fried chicken to its lineup of burgers and coffee. Restaurant Brands International will expand its fast food empire, buying Popeye's Louisiana Chicken in a near $2 billion deal. The deal means Popeye's shareholders will get $79 for each stock they hold. Restaurant Brands will pay for the deal with cash and a loan from J.P. Morgan and Wells Fargo. The company says it plans to expand the Popeye's chain domestically and internationally. And a strong fourth quarter earnings report from Walmart has boosted U.S. stocks to fresh record highs today. As the world's largest retailer reported higher than expected sales, its shares topped the Dow Jones, rising 3.3%. Walmart's earnings also overcame Wall Street estimates and sent rippling effects through major stock indexes, as each rose to all-time highs. The company attributes its success to its efforts to improve its web presence and its surge in online sales. And UPS drivers could one day team up with drones to make deliveries. The company tested drone delivery Monday in Florida using an electric delivery truck with a drone launch pad on top of it. After the drone lifts off, the human drives away to deliver a separate package. The two then meet up again at a different location. UPS says the technology would specifically help in rural communities where deliveries are more sparsely located. And it would also help the company deliver more effectively and save on fuel. UPS has no timeline for when it could implement drones, since federal authorities are still developing regulations for drone technology. And guys, UPS says that if its drivers just had to drive one less mile per day, the company would save overall $50 million per year. How crazy is that?
I know, Allie. What I was most surprised by, I just can't imagine opening my door and seeing a drone delivering my package.
Yeah.
It's pretty bizarre that that is actually becoming reality. Of course, contingent on, the different regulations that we have for drones.
Thanks, Allie.
Thanks so much, Allie. And the latest revenue figures show the legislature will have about $878 million less to spend on state services this year, 13% less than last year. That means less money for state services. At the same time, Governor Mary Fallin says she might veto a Republican legislature-approved bill if it doesn't include investment in state services. She also said she's not willing to cut money from public schools, child welfare, health care, and state prisons. The disagreement sets up a potential state capitol showdown later in the session.
Still ahead on OU Nightly, overnight quakes rattle Oklahoma.
And Kylie Capps is here with a look at today's weather.
It was warm out there today and even warmer tomorrow. Coming up, I'll be talking about 80-degree temperatures. Beautiful day out there right now. It's starting to feel like baseball season. Look at the flags blown in the wind. Those winds are light and out of the northeast still. We have a lot to thank for that line of showers and thunderstorms that moved through a couple days ago for our beautiful weather. Okay, so we're looking at a typical trough ridge pattern. This high pressure off to the west of us right now is what is going to bring with it warmer temperatures. Our next storm system, it's going to be a dry storm system, but that's off the coast of California right now. That's our next cooler temperatures on Friday and Saturday. So again, that line of storms did push off east and is dissipating. So this week we're kind of going to be all over the place with our temperatures. Thursday we're looking at a high of 83 and then dropping back down Friday and Saturday as that cold front does move through. So temperatures again all over the place. Now, this evening, though, clear skies, light winds. It's going to be a beautiful evening out there. Get outside and enjoy it. Only getting down to about 53, so warmer than we were last night, but still way above normal for this time of year. Normal during the evening for this time of year is going to be in those upper 30s. So looking across lows for the entire state, fairly consistent mid-40s for us here in Norman. Same with Oklahoma City. Lower 40s, though, out in that panhandle. But again, we are going to warm up quite a bit tomorrow. So looking at our day planner for Wednesday, 8 a.m. as you're heading out the door, we're looking at 45. Those winds light again. Windier tomorrow, though, than we were today by noon. 70 degrees, winds southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. A few scattered clouds. Beautiful, though. That's going to be our 80 degrees day, and the rest of the state is going to be looking at that as well. So again, normal high for this time of year, 54 degrees. We're going to be sitting at 78. 80s out in the Panhandle too, and then Thursday, that's going to be our 80-degree day. So I broke down the top 6 warmest Februaries. So 1976 was the warmest, average temperature for them 52.6, and then take a look at 2017. So far, we're average 50 degrees. So crazy warm for us for February for this year. Now, 2-day forecast, Wednesday 78 is a high, Thursday 83, sunny and clear. Those temperatures on the rise. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast, there's that chance of rain returning on Tuesday, cooling down again Friday and Saturday. That's that cold front again, chance of rain on Tuesday, but a warm beginning to our week next week.
Thank you so much,
You're
Kylie.
welcome.
Thanks, Kylie. Men's basketball has a big game tonight against Baylor. Kenneth?
That's right, guys. OU men's basketball takes on the Bears from Baylor, and something stolen from Tom Brady is now worth a lot of money. Sports is next. Welcome back. Men's Sooner basketball will take on the Baylor Bears tonight at 6 in Waco. OU is coming off of a dreadful loss to the Oklahoma State Cowboys this past Saturday and are hoping to turn things around. The Sooners currently sit at the bottom of Big 12 standings, while Baylor is 4th. OU has lost 7 of its last 8, but have shown signs of coming together. Guys like Cameron McGusty and Christian Doolittle have really stepped up for the Sooners this season. But there were 2 more members from the men's basketball team who appeared on Sooner Sports Pad last night. Rashard Odoms and Christian James were on the show and discussed their matchup against the Bears.
Definitely. Well, they're long and lengthy. They're second in the conference, so we really have to prepare and step up our game for tomorrow.
Yeah, basically like what you said, we just been learning from our mistakes that we've been making in previous games. So we just get back, watch film, and see what we can do better.
And if you want to see the entire episode of Sports Pad, stay tuned. We'll rerun it here on OU TV after this newscast. OU women's basketball earned Team of the Week after coming off of a thrilling victory over the 6th-ranked Longhorns. The Sooners continued their 5-game win streak and their 10-game home win streak. After the game, Sherry Cole talked about the quality of play from her team.
I just think this was a great game for women's basketball. You can't, regardless of what your connection is to this game, you watch this game, you can't help but appreciate the level of basketball that was played today and the strength of the Big 12 Conference.
And here's a live look at L. Dale Mitchell Park. After a series win of 2 out of 3, the Sooner baseball team is taking on Grambling State. Last weekend, the Sooners took on Long Beach State, grabbed a win in the first game of the series, suffered a loss on Saturday, but were able to close out on Sunday in a 4-2 victory. And I know the Super Bowl is over, but what happened afterwards is still alive and well. I'm talking about Tom Brady's Super Bowl jersey being stolen from his locker after the end of the game. As of today, the jersey has been announced to be worth around $500,000 by Houston police. And Wayne Shawn, the goalie for Sutton United, also known as the roly-poly goalie, has resigned based on a potential gambling breach. He admitted that he knew people could place bets with odds of 8-1 that he would eat pie on live television while on the bench. Well, guys, I mean, eating pie on the bench, that's just insane.
Wow.
I could barely drink if I
You had
played
to keep up with the name, roly-poly goalie.
It's great
There you
name.
go. Thanks, Kenneth. And still to come on OU Nightly, a snapping announcement.
I'm Lauren Linville at the Update Desk. 4 small earthquakes have hit Oklahoma. The U.S. Geological Survey says the largest earthquake, 3.0, occurred near Winoka, the smallest 2.5 in Edmond. And former federal prosecutor Gary Richardson says he may run for governor again. Richardson, who ran as an independent in 2002, forms an exploratory committee stating he may run for the GOP nomination in next year's race. That's it for now. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Lauren. And Guinness has a new world record holder for the most finger snaps in 1 minute. Everything clicked for this Japanese student, setting the mark at 296 times in 1 minute. Once sound engineers confirmed the snap count, Guinness was on hand to give him the record award.
And Kylie, the warm weather is nice, but the allergies are still hanging around.
That's right, guys. Today's allergy report, cedar pollen is still very high. That's why that tree is very high, and then mold high again. So because of that warm weather, we're all still feeling a little bit under the weather.
Yeah, we're enjoying the warm weather for now, though.
We are, for sure.
Thanks, Kylie.
All right, yeah, thanks, Kylie. Thanks for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.